Hi, my name is Steeves. I'm a Connecticut hairstylist. I've been licensed since 2019, but I grew up in my family salon, body shop salon, my entire life. And in 2020, I actually took it over, so this is my salon. We use all Matrix products here, as well as another few color lines, but we mainly work with Matrix, especially for our styling. I specialize in blonding, balayage, bridal, and extensions. I love everything about Matrix. I love to see how far they've come. When I started working and in the salon and as a student, we did use Matrix, but Matrix was a little different back then. It was in 2021, I believe. They had their whole rebranding. Curl Can Dream came out, all these brand new things. Light Master with Bonder inside, which is my favorite. And I just love that about them. They're continually growing and becoming more and more diverse. You can literally use Matrix products on any client, any hair type, any person. And the best part about it is it's a luxury hair care line that is affordable, which is why I take such pride in carrying it in my salon, because I know at the end of the day that the products your clients use at home are some of the most important things, and having ability to give those to my clients at a decent and affordable price means everything. Today I'm going to be showing you guys my halo balayage technique with a really nice money piece to give her some nice brightness, and then we'll do some beach waves. Guys, I'm back. I went and mixed my Light Master with 20 volume. I like mine a little bit on the thicker side when I'm balayaging, so I did go a little bit less developer, about a 1 to 1.5 ratio, and I'm using from Mar painting brush. So first we're going to start off by sectioning her in 4. Now for my 4 sectioning for this technique, I basically split the head in half from about the eye line. So we're not really touching too much of this except for our face frame. So we'll get this all sectioned. The whole point of this type of balayage is to have a high contrast ribbon effect. So you really have that nice contrasting ribbony blonde coming through. And then for the back, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to section out the crown. So all of this is not being touched. This is a great partial balayage for someone who just needs a touch up, or for someone who's not looking for a full blonde experience, but looking for just some pops of color throughout. And then I'll just go ahead and section all of this out of my way, or you can even braid it. Let's start with our money piece. I'm going to come a little closer here. So my money piece is what I like to call a crescent money piece. So we're going to start in the front here, but we're going to kind of move backwards as if we're making a moon shape or a half moon shape. So go ahead and take out that money piece section, basically just your regular face frame section. And I do like to start on one side of the middle and not around the ear first, so we get longer processing time here. And I'm going to go ahead and drop down that first hairline piece. Put this side with me. And I'm going to do a nice weave here. Nice and fine, because a money piece, we don't want it too bold. And I'm going to do a surface tease. So a surface tease is simply just teasing the surface, not putting the brush in or comb in and pushing all of that up. That's going to give you a lot of depth. For my tease today, I'm looking for diffusion, not so much depth, because I want this to be the brightest point of her whole color. And I always make sure I go the highest around that front hairline, and I work in a gradient down. So let me bring her a little closer to you. So we're going from high to low with our lightener. Make sure you're fully saturated, fold once, fold twice, and I go under and I double that. Now I'm going to be going on to my next section directly above it. And I do leave a small drop section between my money piece. That's pretty controversial. Some people say that money piece should be back to back, and that's totally fine too. For the purpose of today, I am weaving, and whatever I'm taking out of my weave is my drop section. I kind of fold my foil on an angle too, because that helps you to really get close to the scalp. And depending on how thick or thin your client wants their face frame, that's how many of these you would do. I kind of keep my brush on a 45 or a 90-degree angle when I'm painting, so I have maximum control. And I always go back under and tighten those foils. I'm gonna do 3 back to back with those small weave drop sections. And you could even input a slice into this as well if you're looking for maximum blondness. For my client here today, because her base is so dark, I do want to keep her more of a natural honeyish blonde. And I like to brush up for diffusion. Fold 1, fold 2, and I'm going to do that same exact process on this side. 3 foils, weave with a little tease, or a surface tease as I like to call it. Now, my biggest thing with this is connection. So we wouldn't want to just do this face frame like this, because it would kind of give that skunk stripe when she pulls her hair back. So what we're going to do is we're going to connect these sections to the sides. So kind of in the sideburn area, you're going to take your first section. Okay, and I'm going to show you this up close. So we have our money piece here, and we're taking our first section on the side, and we're going to work vertically, so straight up and down, and you're just going to give her a little weave. You can fold on the comb like this and pull it against her face. Is our number 1 method, and I'll show you the second way you can do this as well. Now we're going to do our second foil right behind that. And again, this is going to be a weave with a small drop section and a small tease. And you can even have your foil come in backwards. So folding your foil like this and working up her hair is always great too, when you don't want to put anything on around their face. You do kind of have to work with it a little bit more because you are working on a round object. Fold 1, fold 2, and then re-secure on the back. Okay, that gets it nice and tight, no bleeding. Okay, I'm gonna come a little closer to show you guys this side, just so you can really understand and get the gist of what I'm talking about here. So we have our side section. We're gonna move our money piece out of our way. And right now we're focused on our sideburn area. So this is what we're gonna be lightening today. Bring this up out of our way, whoops. And then we're going to take a weave out of this. So take a weave, and I'll turn her back towards you guys so you can see here. Here is our weave, okay? Surface tease, foil, and then you're going to paint right on that and brush it up for blend, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and finish that. I don't want my arm to be in the camera's way here. I hope you all are having a fabulous day. Where I'm at today, it is snowing, and it has snowed for the past day. So it's nice and cold here, which I don't love, but that's okay. The snow looks pretty. Okay, I'm taking my second weave directly behind, leaving that small drop section, small surface tease, and getting this foil nice and tight. Again, applying my lightener. And that is our last face frame foil. Now we're gonna move on to her halo section. Okay, so I have her all sectioned. So she's 1, 2, this is about your back. I stopped at about the occipital bone, and 3. Now again, there is hair above the ear. This is a halo balayage, so we're just working with the halo of the head. So really the crown and our little front areas here. Okay, so we're gonna start on the side. And I really only do about 3 sections. So let me show you what I mean. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2. And I'll show you guys the angle at which I mean. Move you back a little bit. Okay, so we're gonna take our first section and we're working on a harsh angle here because this is going to give us that ribbon effect and also a really nice blend. And we're gonna do a thick weave. So not your typical highlight weave, a nice thick weave. And you always wanna make sure that you grab the hair that's at the parting because that's the hair that's going to give that ribbon. So I'm gonna grab a little bit more of that and I'm gonna give this a good depth tease. So depth tease is when you put your whole comb in and push that entire section up, okay? I like to freehand paint, so what that means is I pull the hair pretty taut and I paint directly on the hair. Some people like to paint on a foil and that's totally fine. I just find this way works really well, especially with this lightener because I have pre-formulated it to be a little bit on the thicker side, so it holds really well for me. And I'm working in a gradient. So I'm going from highest to lowest and my highest is always gonna be around her face. Foil goes on top. I sandwich my foils like this so that there's no room for bleeding or getting the lightener where we don't want it. Take my next section and I'm about maybe a 1/2 inch away. Depending on the size and shape of the person's head, this could be 3 foils or this could be 2 foils. Okay, so I've gone ahead and taken my weave and I've back combed that with my depth tease. I'm gonna show you how to paint on a foil as well, which is the second way. I do still fold my foil and I pull it on an angle because I am working on that harsh angle. And you're gonna wanna go ahead and stick with your product. And then you can go ahead and really blend by holding your brush at that 45-degree angle. And again, your highest point always needs to be closest to the face. So the face is here, my highest point is here, and it's slowly going down, okay? Now I'm gonna go ahead and finish this foil up. Now again, this service is for someone who's wanting a very high contrast balayage, who wants that ribbon of blonde, really giving them that nice dimension. I love doing this for my clients who have gray hair, so using a permanent hair color on the roots and then go ahead and popping a few ribbons through. It just makes their color look so much more than just having one solid flat color. Now this is your veil. You do want to leave a veil over top so that you are ensuring blend and again to give that ribbon of dimension. For the back, you're gonna basically split your occipital up, like I said, with your crown, and I will find her natural part. Obviously this mannequin doesn't really have a natural part, but I like to kind of push the hair to find if there's any colics, and that's where I'll take my first starting point. Because she doesn't have anything like that, we're gonna work with a zigzag section. So I split the back into 2 zigzags, and again, that's for blend. So I'm gonna work on this side, and we're gonna continue on this angle, okay? So we're working down, up to down, almost on a vertical, but still just a little bit more on that angle. And I'll turn her towards you so you can see my section. So here's my section. Section 1 is gonna be here. Section 2 is gonna be up in the clip, so I'll show you that. Give it a nice big weave and a good depth tease. You can see by the amount of hair that I'm back combing up, the difference between a depth tease and a surface tease. Surface, again, is going to give more diffusion, less depth. And then your depth tease, of course, is going to give more depth, of course, more diffusion, but it's gonna leave more hair dark. And go ahead and sandwich those 2. Now I'm gonna take my second foil, or my second section, and it's almost gonna be straight up and down. So I'm gonna tilt her head down so you can see. Here's our weaved section that we took to break the two pieces apart. So here's my section. We're gonna go ahead and take our weave. Again, always making sure that part of your weave is that top part here that's going to show your ribbon. Again, tease that and go ahead and paint. This is the most satisfying part for me. I really love painting hair. A lot of questions I get, people will ask me, are you painting over your tees? The answer is no, but by brushing up with your brush, which I'll illustrate again, so taking my brush and brushing it up, I am actually creating a small tease as well with that. I do brush down to saturate, but then I brush up to diffuse. So again, highest point is up here, lowest point is down here. And go ahead and sandwich those two together. All right, so it's time to bring her to the sink. One of my favorite combinations for a good wash is purple shampoo by Matrix, of course, so silver, with their Insecure shampoo. I love mixing my shampoos because it just creates a beautiful cocktail, but the way Insecure makes these clients' hair feel afterward is amazing. So now to prep her for her blow dry, I'm gonna start by using the Matrix Insecure spray. Again, I did use their shampoo, so I'm kind of using that line. And then I also like to cocktail that with the Miracle Creator, just to add a lot of moisture into the hair, especially when your clients have curly hair. Moisture is a must, but I love those two products together. Your brush really glides through their hair nicely. I'm gonna get her blow dried and then I will be back. I'm gonna bring her close to you guys so you can really see that money piece. Gave her a lot of nice diffusion at the root. She still has a little bit of root going on, but she really got some nice color. And this was strictly purple shampoo and a little bit of the Insecure shampoo to tone her. I did it so that she can part her hair on either side and it will be nice and even. She'll still have a nice blend at that root. And when she pulls her hair back, there's no harsh lines. And you'll see that when I blow dry the sides as well. I'm loving this color. This might be my next color. This beautiful caramel blonde. I'm going to go ahead and beach wave her. I'm gonna show you how I do that. First, I start off with a little bit of oil, so I am gonna use the Curl Can Dream oil just to kind of add moisture into her ends. She's a mannequin, so she needs it. Kind of work that through. I do the mid shafts and ends mostly, and then whatever's left on my hands, I'll slightly kind of tap that root area. And then I always prep with my High Amplify hairspray, and I go pretty far back because this is my prep, and I give it a good mist. At the end, again, I'll go in and do a full hairspray as well. But just for your prep, I use a titanium iron. These are my absolute favorite. And I'm gonna go ahead and curl everything away from the face. So this is gonna go towards the back of her head. And I leave the ends out to create a beachy look. So I'm gonna actually pull the ends straight through the curling iron, and you're gonna allow that to cool. That is the most important part, that you allow this to cool. I don't curl up to the root. I leave about an inch of root there, again, that beachy look. And I always tell my clients, you're gonna have ringlet curls for a second. You gotta trust the process, because nobody likes tight curls anymore, but they'll come back. I love them. And go ahead and you're gonna work around the head. Now I don't do any sectioning when I do this because it's so quick and simple that you don't have to. You can just take sections around the head. I just use my fingers to kind of pick apart the section I want. Okay, so she's fully curled. We're gonna go in again with our High Amplify hairspray, give her a good mist all over. Now, this is important. I put more oil, just about a drop, in my hand while I'm combing out the curls, because that's gonna help with frizz and just gonna give her that added shine that every girl wants. And let me come bring her close to you so she can. So there's her money piece, her nice ribbons of color. I think it came out gorgeous. What do you guys think? Really nice. Loving that money piece on her. And again, we did the sides as well. So when she puts her hair up, there's no skunk striping. It's an even blend. Thank you guys for watching my video. I feel honored to even be considered in this opportunity. I love Matrix. I would love to be a part of your team. I think I would be a great asset to your team. I love teaching. I love that this new generation of stylists and barbers and estheticians are forever growing. We have become a $1 billion, multi-billion dollar industry. And I think new things and new tips and tricks, and I would really be honored to be a part of that. Again, thank you for this opportunity, and I hope you enjoyed.